Frank Smith is the offensive coordinator. McDaniel calls the plays for Tua, including this one on 2nd and goal. Westbrook Akine, a new addition, sliding over to the end of the line. To block for Wright. And a great job by Noah Sewell to grab him and prevent him from getting to the end zone. Got some help from Jonathan Owens as well, and it's 3rd and goal.
And this is important because as you watch this replay right here, obviously a goal line stand for the Bears as we're now at 3rd and 1, but they did not like their run defense last year. This is a problem for them a season ago. 28th in the league. Kevin Byard told us this week, if we want to be the best defense in the NFL, we've got to improve our run defense. This is critical for them down here on the goal line.
3rd down and goal. Light is the back. Going back to him. And one of the best red zone defenses in the NFL last year wants to carry that over. They get the goal line stand on 3rd down. Let's see what the decision is on 4th and goal. Jonathan Ford on the stop.
Yeah, good push on the interior. Booker's able to come down the line as well. I go back to play before, the discipline too. Tua tried to draw him off sides, get a cheap half distance to the goal. Bears were disciplined down there, were stout up front, and Booker is able to come down and make the play.
Looking for a stop on the goal line again. It is right, and it is a stop, and it is Sewell, and the Bears hold on. Dennis Allen's defense comes up clutch on the opening Miami drive, a lengthy one, but the plays were made when they needed to be made, and Noah Sewell had a couple of them, punched one out of them. Devin Duvernay, number 12, is in motion. And here is Kyle Monongai, the 7th round pick out of Rutgers. He'll get the carry. Ben Johnson takes over as the head coach, coming over after 3 excellent years as the offensive coordinator. Took over play calling duties about midway through the 21 season, and Dan Campbell never looked back. He loved what Ben brought to the table.
Yeah, really is a creative guy, as I mentioned. One of the best offensive lines in football with Detroit. But you look at the trick play ability. You look at how Jared Goff elevated his game. They traded with the Rams and added what was already a Super Bowl quarterback. Granted, they lost their Super Bowl, but he elevated his game. And Jared Goff has thrown more touchdowns than any quarterback in the National Football League over the past couple of years.
There's Duvernay out to the 10-yard line to set up a 3rd down and medium.
Yeah, Ben Johnson isn't just trying to beat you. He's trying to dominate you offensively. I mean, you talk to players, they want 40 points a game. Now, I don't know, guys, if that's going to happen here in Chicago. But they feel like they've put enough versatile pieces together. A lot of these guys with the yak ability, yards after catch, and they really love, with an empty set here, Kyle Monongai out of Rutgers.
A lot of versatility in Detroit. They use their running backs. They use the receivers in multiple positions. We're seeing that on this play. Bagent floats it off the hand of his intended target in Luther Burden III. A little too tall for both. Ends up landing harmlessly incomplete. It's back-to-back 3-and-outs for the Bears offense.
Luther Burden, he's a 6-foot target. Like to see him go up with 2 hands on this one. Makes the attempt with one. I think he knew he was going to get dotted there by the corner on the backside. But he has really come on strong as of late. I'd think the last 4 practices, maybe he's had some early mistakes because he was out with a hamstring, but has been strong as of late and will be involved in this offense in 2025.
Torrey Taylor, great punt, 57 yards to force Eskridge all the way back behind the 35-yard line. But he's able to get away from the initial surge, and he'll take it to midfield. Good job by Eskridge. Terrell Smith finally brought him down.
That's somebody that Ben Johnson is going to be able to lean upon.
Zach Wilson is the new quarterback, and his toss is a little bit low. Josh Blackwell brought some pressure from the safety spot on the young Zach Wilson, who did not play in a game for Denver last year, but made 33 starts for the New York Jets over 3 seasons.
He might just be the most important backup quarterback in all of the National Football League. Obviously, given Tua Tagovailoa's concussion history, and they've retaught him, Jim. I mean, he's gone back to the technicalities of the position the Shanahan way under Mike McDaniel.
McDaniel, of course, right off that Kyle Shanahan tree. He's in San Francisco as the coordinator before taking over in Miami. And Wilson is able to find Nick Westbrook-Akine. The former Tennessee Titan had some productive seasons in Nashville. And he takes it all the way down to the 16-yard line. It's a 36-yard connection.
Yeah, a little in cut over the middle, and obviously Major Burns missed tackle. That's something that going to have to work on. You got to break down, you got to square up. It's in the open field, and when you don't, it could be out the gate. That's why you're playing safety. You're the last line of defense. They have to make that play.
And we're already getting a little deeper into the depth chart on that back end with guys like Major Burns and Alex Cook out there. Here is a handoff for Jalen Wright, and a good stuff up front by Ruben Hippolyte. Got plenty of help by Zach Pickens.
Ruben Hippolyte has such speed, and the thing the Bears love most about him is you see him just jump into this tackle right here. The violence with which he plays the game, that really flashed on tape when they watched him. I told you guys about the 30 visit. The person, the leader, the character, he's got all of it, and he was one of the guys that Dennis Allen was really anxious to see out here today in terms of his response.
He played with Tua Tagovailoa's brother at Maryland, Taulia, for 3 seasons, or for 2 seasons, I should say. This one goes out to Taj Washington, who's able to maneuver around Blackwell. He's got to be a little bit sharper, does Blackwell out on the perimeter. Cook drills him out, and it's a gain of 10.
Yeah, simple flat route, and Blackwell, well, he missed the pick. He was able to avoid the pick. Now just make the tackle. Again, breakdown and tackle. Typically, this is what happens in training camps and early in the season. Tackling is not where it needs to be, and we've seen a couple of plays here on this series where players got to break down and bring the player down on the offensive side of the ball.
Let's see if they run the play. They will not, and that'll take us to the end of the opening period. Bears offense didn't get much going in the first. Bears
Comfortable being uncomfortable, that's the message.
3rd down and 1. Wilson off the back foot, nearly hauled in by D. Eskridge. There is a penalty flag with Alex Cook, the former Panther and Giant, in coverage.
And I love just our discussion yesterday.
Pass interference on the defense number 37. The foul is in the end zone. Ball be placed at the 1-yard line. 1st down.
Loved our discussion yesterday with Dennis Allen. Really just talk about the history of the Bears defense and what these players need to represent. You know, it's a big part of it. Know your history, know your tradition, and this city expects it. So Dennis Allen, he's up for the challenge, and he's challenging any new players that have been added this offseason.
Fresh set of downs from the 1-yard line after the pass interference penalty on Cook. Alexander Madison, former Viking and now Dolphin, gets crunched in the backfield for a loss. The Bears' defensive line has looked very sharp in the early goings in a lot of pressure situations being backed up.
Replay, a little F strong, just trying to run a little power play to the right, and the Bears were stout in there. Williams again, see his jersey right in, you know, really making the stuff, and just finishes short of the goal line. But that's where you got to be physical. It's where you got to be stout, and we'll see what Dominic Robinson in the front could do on this play.
On a 2nd and goal, fake it to Madison. Try to dump it off for the tight end that time. Good pressure by Noah Sewell, who's had a good first 2 drives thus far.
You mentioned Williams, Chris Williams, via the Cleveland Browns. He's a guy this team is really excited about. He kind of retooled his body, attacked his body, got lean, and he's kind of flashed a little bit here through camp.
I like what you said, Adam, about Noah Sewell. He has really made a lot of plays. Probably has the edge over Hippolyte right now to be the first off the bench, but he's been active in a lot of plays early here. Caused Zach Wilson to be incomplete on that play.
Another 3rd and goal from the goal line. It's Madison, and he lunges ahead for the touchdown. Madison with the Raiders last season, signs a 1-year deal with Miami. Remember, they lost Raheem Mostert, who basically switched spots with Madison, now in Vegas. And a touchdown for Alexander.
Alexander Madison's had a really good training camp. And at some point, it's not bend, don't break. You're broken. And it's been 2 goal line stances now for Dennis Allen's defense that they've been put to the test. A nice job, though, by Miami.
They've had 2 solid offensive drives with big chunk plays in the early going. Bagent getting loosened up for drive number 3, and the excellent Jason Sanders is the kicker for Miami, which averaged just 20 points a game last year. That's shocking when you consider where they were 2 seasons ago near the top of the NFL charts. League average is about 23 points a game if you're curious.